ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls. You're about to see the biggest and baddest, most fiercest and meanest predators this side of thermonuclear war. Ladies and gentlemen, we are at none other than Loudon, New Hampshire, here for Real Racing Online's 150-lap race. Brought to you live by MW Productions on YouTube. And let me tell you what, I think this one's going to be a barn burner. Everybody knows what Loudon, New Hampshire is. It's a short, little bit over 1 mile track. And we're about to get things kicked off here for the Real Racing Online guys. Now let me tell you, the points battle isn't that tight, but our points leader, Brian Wirtz, not showing up tonight. So with him not showing up, that's going to leave a changing of the guard and could poise Stephen Mastro in the 45 machine a chance to take the lead. Daniel T. Murphy back there in third spot. He's only 3 points out from second place. If he can finish ahead of Mastro by 3 car lengths, he will once again be the leader for the Real Racing Online DG Vertec Cup. I'm excited for this one, ladies and gentlemen, and I hope you are too, because we're going to have some great racing action coming up from Loudon, New Hampshire, live on MW Productions on YouTube.
Look who snuck his way up into the 5th and 6th position, Michael Woolley, who led just a couple of laps shortly on some old tires here at Charlotte. He's made his way back up to the front. Now he's working on the outside of C.J. LeVere for that 6th spot as Michael Woolley now gives the number 10 truck a little bump into turn 1, John Abbott.
Well, Rachel, we're at it again. And where are we? Loudon, New Hampshire.
Exactly. New Hampshire. One of the flattest and probably bumpiest tracks on the calendar this year.
Oh, yeah, you're definitely right there. And our starting grid is starting to line up. And right now, on the first row, we're going to have Chuck Sweeting and Michael Leiby.
That's the first time Michael Leiby's been at the front of the grid for quite a while this season. On a track where track position is so vital, that's really nice to see. We've got a good grid lining up.
Row number 2, looking like it's going to be Aaron Berge in the number 8 machine, and outside of him, the 69 of Douchewaffle.
I'm not sure who that guy is, but apparently it is. Behind him, 5th place, 3rd row, Jeffrey Creek and Eric Crow. 4th row is Richie Evans and Mike Rominger. 6th row, Jerome Howard and Stephen Mastro. 7th row, Tyler Lund, James Thorndike. 8th row is Daniel T. Murphy, Marcus Pace, followed by Jose Pavon and Danny Sanchez on the back row of the grid.
We also have Casey Knighton back there as well.
And Kevin Parsons.
Yeah, that should be an interesting little mix-up there.
Oh, yeah.
Well, I tell you what, it's a little over a mile, this track, Loudon, New Hampshire. It's a tough one, and as we've seen throughout practice, a lot of very crucial areas that you need to watch, and most of it is the out of the corner.
I think there are 4 crucial areas on this track. Turn 1, 2, 3, and 4. Now, this is a tough track to pass, and the corners especially. You're in a line, you're all braking, you really can't push it deep into the corners here, so people making mistakes at the corners for passes down the straights.
So we're set up to go 150 laps here at Loudon. And so what are your thoughts, Rachel?
Well, I'll be surprised if we don't have an early caution. As we all know, cautions breed cautions. So I think we might get 1, maybe 2 long green flag runs in here. Maybe 1 green flag pit stop. Going to be an interesting race as the cars take to the pace lap and on track.
So here we go. Only 1 pace lap here at Loudon, New Hampshire. And the Ford First Racing Mustang making its way into turn 3. And after he gets over to the pit wall, we're going to have some racing action in our hands. And there they go. They're going to go now. And it's the 62 of Chuck Sweeting going to lead us to the stripe on our first lap here at Loudon, New Hampshire. But Michael Leiby, man, he's looking to do something else because the 5 machine has now moved to the front of the pack real early on. Took that outside line away from Chuck Sweeting and used it to his advantage, Rachel.
Absolutely, and just behind those two we have the number 8 and 69 of Aaron Berge and whoever Douche Waffle is. I'm not sure I feel comfortable calling him that the entire race, but the car's starting to string out single file now, as we expect at a track like this. I think places made earlier are going to stay, especially at the front, and I'm not sure it's going to be too long before we start seeing cars taking another lap down.
Well, Eric Crow's starting to make a little bit of noise there back behind the 69. The 69 of Douche Waffle not looking that great as he was coming out of 4 there. And Eric Crow making up some time. Now he's got a nose underneath of him going into 1 and 2. And that Ford EcoBoost Ford Fusion 07 of Eric Crow, he's on it tonight.
Absolutely, and I keep saying that word, but that's like this is very important.
You're absolutely fine.
Say right now in honour of TNT, it's the last race coverage from the actual Sprint Cup Series this week. Let's see Turner Motorsports go. Number 5 car making a break out front, the 62 and the 8 of... Oh, 62 very high on the track there in turn 2. Giving up that place to the number 8 of Aaron Berge, who has survived so far the 4 laps without blowing up, so new track record for Aaron.
Well, I think he's been pushing it on the tape just a little bit too much and in the previous weeks. But we know that he said he did have a fast ride here at New Hampshire, and he's already up to second place, not doing too bad.
Absolutely. There we go again. No, Aaron's racing really, really well today, but he's losing some time on Michael Levy up front.
And let's not forget the return of Chuck Sweeting. Used to be one of the NLR members back in the day. Now he's joining the Real Racing Online crew since iRacing, the NASCAR iRacing League, or if you will, kind of, whatever you want to call it. They are off this week, so he is here to show these guys a little bit of a lesson.
Well, that remains to be seen as he sits back in third place. The front 4 cars seeming pretty static, although I'm not sure it's going to be long for the 69er Douche Waffle ends up being taken by the number 7 or 8 Crow. Bo looking very racy tonight. Bo seems to really drive it into the corners really hard and suffers midway through to the exit. It just seems to be just what the 69 needs to save itself.
Well, Douche has always been good at these tracks.
At the corner, we're taking quite a high line on exit.
I actually race with Douche a lot outside of the league, and he's a great racer, and he always ends up to he's always ended up pushing it into just the right spot at the right time.
Definitely, definitely. And it's surprising we're not seeing either of the Wirtz brothers on the track tonight.
Well, I did make mention of that at the opening. The Wirtz brothers not here, so if you're current on your stats right now in your standings, that gives Steven Mastro in the 45 a great opportunity to take the lead, but I believe Daniel T. Murphy's only 3 points behind him.
That is true, and Steven Mastro just giving up a place at the moment to the 00 of Kevin Parsons. So he's now falling back to 12th place, which with a track that's very difficult to pass, could well not be as beneficial for his points as he would like.
Well, Mastro's not one of those guys to push it early on. He likes to push it at the end. And you know what? I don't blame him. Especially at a track like this, you need to conserve, you need to save those tires for the run at the end.
That is so true. Although I think, whilst we may have a couple of cautions here tonight, I don't think many cars will be involved. Simply because of the nature of the track. They're strung out, they're single file, maybe 1, maybe 2 cars, but I think we're going to have a lot of self-spins, a lot of questionable moments, but the number 5 car of Michael Labby losing some time there to the 8 of Aaron Berge, who's looking very racy tonight.
Well, with the tire model the way it sits right now, I know we're about to get a new build on the tire model once again, because iRacing likes to switch things up on us quite a bit. But we're going to get that new tire build, and it's going to change the setup on these cars.
No, there'll be nothing, as far as I'm aware, happening to the stock cars in iRacing.
I actually heard they were going. I heard they were going to change the tires again, because there were a lot of complaints.
5 and there's no such thing as 6 yet, but well, it'd be nice if they did, because some fall off would be nice rather than a brick wall it seems to currently be.
Yeah, it's definitely a cliff that you fall off of.
That is something I mean, as many of the viewers may know, I commentate here mostly, but I do like to run occasionally. I'm a bit of a Michael Wall trip. I ran last week at Daytona, and
you did a great job too.
I had a serious cliff face I fell off, and we have a car in the pits at the moment. That's the number 3 of Marcus Pace.
And Marcus Pace already hitting the pit stall, and it looks like he might be backing out of this race. He's taking the car back behind the pit wall, maybe having to do a couple adjustments to that number 3 machine.
Definitely some very heavy right side damage to that car. He's gone to that wall pretty hard.
Well, let's talk about your new job here at Real Racing Online, along with commentating side by side with me. You're also race control. How's that been going, Rachel?
It's been going pretty well. We've had a couple of races so far. It's a new role, and the guy is very clean in this league, so it's not a very difficult job to do. But just as we're looking now, Aaron Berger getting his nose beneath 5 from Michael Lambie. This could be it. Yep.
He's going to push it in there deep. Oh, he's going to slide up a little bit. Contact with the 5.
Sideways,
he didn't go around. He got the tail end of Aaron Berge's machine there, and that saved him.
Yeah, that was a close fought thing. I really thought that 5 was going to go around there as he tagged the number 8 for the second time round. That was a heart-in-mouth moment.
Yeah, I tell you what, the man who started the initial contact, the 8 of Aaron Berge, ended up saving the day.
Exactly.
With the 8 machine as well.
Well, as he caused it, it's only his responsibility to save it. Just going back to what you were mentioning, race control, it's basically my role here for the viewers is going to be to keep watch over the racing, call any cautions that need to be called if something happens that iRacing to pick up, which is sometimes misses, and to keep an eye on the blame, responsibility for any accidents, and make sure if we need an extra couple of laps in caution to sort the order out, that can be done. Any wave rounds that iRacing won't pick up, we can sort that out. So, if anything, it brings an extra layer of realism and smoothness to the racing here. So, I'm very honoured to have been given a chance and hoping to make sure things continue to flourish here at Real Racing Online.
Now, here's something we don't usually see. Jeffrey Creek, look at where he is. 6th or 7th position at this present moment. I don't know if he's just saving it, but it looks like that car is super tight going into the corners. I mean, he is really having to crank the wheel and slow down to a really, really slow speed to get around the turns.
Yeah, and I think that's just some of the setups these guys are running. Just as we talk about that Kitty Knighton going 1 lap down as he goes in for a 4-tire pit stop. Not entirely sure what he's doing, but there doesn't seem to be damage on his car.
Well, I always like to pull out, kind of like the Easter egg, kind of like the surprise one. I like to do the short pitting myself. That's a little bit too short of a pit if you ask me, because I believe these cars can do about 80 laps. But if you do the math, he's still going to have to take a pit stop.
He will, exactly, but it could be pushing himself out of sequence. And some of the guys did this in the Cup race. They put themselves out of sequence, so when a caution came out, they were there in a position to stay out, and that could trap some of the other drivers out a lap down. Unfortunately for Casey, he's gone 2 laps down in that pit stop, so that's going to be a bit of a cliff face to climb back up. Number 22 of Jose Pavon is fighting with Tyler Lund at the moment out on track for 15th and 14th place. Jose looking pretty strong tonight, although he's working his way up from a very bad qualifying of having his time disallowed for his splitter being too low according to NASCAR. So he had to start from the back of the grid. And there he goes through on the inside in turns 3 and 4, making a very clean pass on Tyler Lund.
Yeah, that was definitely a good pass. That was definitely a good pass by Jose. He's starting to work his way, and I think he definitely has a faster car than what he's leading on to have right now.
Oh, certainly. Bit of a train forming here at the front with Aaron Berge, Michael Levy, Chuck Sweeting, and Douche Waffle in for the 4-car tandem, excuse me.
Alright, I've let it go too long. Douche Waffle is actually Matt Cocker.
Matt Cocker, there we go. Matt Cocker, that sounds almost as bad as Douche Waffle, to be fair, but these 4 cars, no one really breaking away, although they have broken away from 5th place back. Those 4 cars very evenly matched, so I think it's going to be one of those 4 should things go right on any green flag stops, but I think
now,
it's one of those 4 that's going to win this.
One thing I've always noticed about the iRacing service and the people that race on iRacing, Rachel, now everybody knows that tires is basically what wins a race in NASCAR. It's all about your tires. You can win or lose the race by not having enough fuel, But a lot of the drivers on the iRacing service will go to extremes and just use the tires until they're completely out of gas. But in real life situations, if they were really loud in New Hampshire right now with real cars, they would be pitting to get tires before they run out of gas.
I think they would. Tires would dictate your fuel strategy on this sort of race, because in real life tires are very, very fickle things. And iRacing's tyre model is not yet good enough that it can accurately simulate that. And we see it a lot on the roadside where drivers are running silly lines, sliding the cars, because there isn't that sort of fall off. You know, you can get as much speed sideways as you can straight, and there's no need to keep the tyres going. And as it stands with the NASCAR side of things, the oval side, there just seems to be a fixed fall-off point on the tyres. Although, as we have seen between the two Wirtz brothers, Brian not been able to look after his tyres quite as well as his brother, who seems to run faster, deeper into long green flag runs. So it's a big factor, but one most people overlook.
Yeah, you're definitely right there. The Wirtz brothers definitely are on opposite ends of the spectrum, if you will.
That is true. Captain Destructo and Captain Save 'em Up.
Well, I think I'm more of a Captain Save 'em Up myself. I'm a fan of him.
It's a big factor, and it's one a lot of people don't think about. Everyone focuses on going fast, putting down that lap time, but...
Oh, Michael Leiby getting loose. Coming out of 2. And that's going to give 69 the ample opportunity. Douche Waffle going to take that second spot away. He's going to work on the leader now of Aaron Berge.
I think being trapped behind Michael Leiby might well have held him back. I'd like to see what he does running against the 08. Aaron Berge, very strong, and he had a very strong run at the start of Dover. Another mile track, and although very different. I think Aaron Berge's had some good performance, but some mechanical issues this season have had quite a few DNFs for him. His
one win. Don't forget the win.
Way too much black smoke. Of course, one win. Aaron's not a bad driver, although Douche Waffle is all over the back bumper of him as they start to find lap traffic. That being the 84 car of Casey Knighton. No, it's not. It's actually Tyler Lund.
Tyler Lund, yeah. And Jose got past him not too long ago.
Tyler Lund well out of the way as the leaders come past. Oh! The 62 of Chuck Sweeting getting very loose there. Coming out of 2, saving it, but 4 of Mike Rominger in 5th place, catching him very quickly. Up front we've got Douche Waffle and Aaron Berge side by side as they run in. Aaron taking inside line there, that could be enough for him, although Aaron's not the man to give an inch.
Look at this 69 wheeled the outside like a pro.
Driving round the outside at New Hampshire, that fix.
You don't see that very often.
Not at all, not at all. That's quite a risky move, but one he just executed perfectly, I've got to say. New leader, Douche Waffle, or Michael Cocker, is it?
Matt Cocker.
Matt Cocker, there we go, Matt Cocker, the 69. Oh, Aaron slowing in the outside, getting way high up on that dirty groove on the outside, letting 3rd place catch up. Do we think he's got a problem?
Who has the problem?
Aaron Berge. He seems to be getting slower and slower now. Maybe his tire's going on.
Yeah, I think he's burnt those tires up pretty much. Aaron's not one of those guys to save tires, and he will wield that thing as hard and as fast as he can for as long as he can, and just all the way down to the cords.
And I think it's getting to that point as the 5 car, Michael Leiby, starts to hone in on the back bumper of Aaron Berge.
And I didn't think I'd be saying this, but 33 of 150 down, no cautions, and only 2 lead changes, Rachel.
It's actually 3 lead changes. We've had, well, 3
I'm
leaders,
only
sorry,
showing,
2
well,
changes.
3 leaders, but 2 changes.
Yeah, there's been Aaron Berge, Michael Leiby, and Matt Cocker. Although, that could be changing as Michael Riley starts to work his way to the front. Although, Douche, Waffle, Matt Cocker making the biggest break we've seen this run so far. I too am surprised to see 34 laps on this board without a yellow flag. This is, let's see, well, every time I think there's going to be a lot of cautions in the race, we seem to go green the whole way.
And look who's starting to stick his nose up in the top 5. None other than the 4 of Mike Rominger. And he's actually moving pretty fast.
He's been consistent all season, but he's just never quite had the pace to get out front. You could stick with the leaders, but I'll wait and see if you can actually pass these guys. Matt Cocker sticking Casey Knighton down another lap. Goes after Jose Pabon and other lead lap cars. Jose, the last car on the lead lap, in 14th place.
Daniel Murphy was poised to maybe possibly take over Stephen Mastro's spot in the standings and take the lead. But Mastro right now is behind Daniel, and they are getting very, very close to going a lap down.
Absolutely, with a track like this, cars are going to end up a lap down, but I would be surprised if cars inside the top 10 weren't a lap down. Just with the nature of this circuit, with tyre wear, with fuel strategy being so different. I don't know why Casey Knighton pitted so early, but that strategy has definitely done him wrong. I think he was expecting an early caution, his pit stop to leave him out on track to gain some track position, but that one seems to have shot him in the foot, Michael. So Michael, I hear there's something going to be happening on Monday with modified cars. Do you want to tell us something about that?
Yeah, it's an idea we had a little earlier in the season. Brandon Fronapol, ex-president of the league, had brought it up at one point in time. And oh, wait a minute, we got a caution.
Flag. Not sure what happened there.
Aaron Berge looks to be off pace.
He is indeed. Let's see if we can find out what happened. Aaron Berge goes to infield, spinning out of turn 2. Looking back now, he's hit the wall, wobbled, lost the back end, and ended up going down the road course entrance. I think Aaron there, not quite sure whether he's doing oval or road racing. Hitting the grass and losing the car again. Yeah, NASCAR scored a caution on that one. Not sure it deserved it. He wasn't entirely on the pace, but this could really be a big thing for the cars about to go a lap down.
And that is going to be devastating for the Apocalypse Motorsport team of Aaron Berge, as he is now going to have to go to the back of the pack with that EOL for bringing out that caution, and hopefully get some fresh tires and four tires and full Sunoco fuel. Sorry, I kind of tripped over my own words there.
And that Tyler Lund will be our lucky dog this time around. He will be the first car one down. He'll be in this time because he missed it last lap. But we will now have 15 cars on the lead lap.
Looks like Aaron. Oh, sorry about that. Looks like Aaron Berge is actually going to get his damage fixed from that wreck and from the earlier altercation with Michael Leiby in the 5 machine, and he's just now coming out of the pits, and we're going to take a look at the results next time by so we can see where everybody stands so far.
Looking at the accident with Aaron, he seemed to very lightly get into the wall, and it was a spin across the track, so not too bad.
I still can't believe we're already 41 laps down. That was an amazing green flag run. And as the pace car and the field start going across the start-finish line, let's check a look at the results right now. Kevin Parsons, your new race leader. Douche Waffle in second. We've got Chuck Sweeting, and he's going to be sitting back there in third position. The 4 of Mike Rominger, he's in fourth. Richie Evans in the 88, teammate of Mike Rominger, is now in fifth. Eric Crow in sixth. Jerome Howard in 7th. Daniel T. Murphy still on the lead lap. He's up in 8th. James Thorndike, he's back there in 9th. And actually, Jose Pavon's going to take 9th, and Thorndike's going to take 10. That's going to round out your top 10, Rachel.
Yeah, that will be our top 10 so far. So for that, just dealing with a racing issue. Yeah, not a bad top 10, although it will remain to be seen how these guys get off the start, as we said earlier in the pre-race. Cautions breed cautions, so tires on different standards, we should be able to see what happens here as we go green.
And a big tire spin by the 00 of Kevin Parsons as the 69 takes the lead with ease.
Kevin Parsons not taking tires on that pit stop, remember? He was staying after the bonus point.
Well, it could be smart, but it could be very detrimental here real early on.
I think that was a tactical move just to get track position. He's walking all the way back. Although with the car still too wide, we could still be open for something to happen. The 18 and the 22 side by side as they go through turn 1 and 2, with the 20 very high. Up ahead of them we have the 5 and the 8. Who's with him? '75 and the 88 running very close to separate out finally. All the cars being very cautious on this restart, which is surprising actually.
Well, I think we're going to keep our eyes peeled on the number 8 machine for just a little bit here. Definitely got a fast machine. We know we can lead the race, but he's stuck back there behind Michael Leiby, who's also bad fast in this race. And we're going to see if they make some moves really quick here. Jerome Howard next in line to be passed by these two drivers.
Mike Rominger up front making a move on the 04 for second place. Falling back in the line there, 07 Eric Crow. As the 62 drives straight around the outside and Chuck Sweeting. I think Chuck's got the outside preferable line here for this exit, so he should be able to hold that place as he does go straight past 07 on exit. Matt Cocker, the 69, driving straight out into the distance once again. He seems to be the Brad Kozlowski of this race. Well, the excitement of a caution breeding on the caution seems to have been false. All the cars separating out to a single file line inside 2 laps of the restart, so these guys definitely in this one for the long haul tonight. Now things should get interesting. Different cars and different strategies. 4 tyres, 2 tyres, no tyres. We're going to start to see a big difference between these different cars on track. I think this is when we'll start to see some interesting moves, some passing, and hopefully not rubbing. Aaron Burkett though making his way through the field. He's just taken 8th place off the 9 car. bypass, sorry, I apologise, Michael Lively, and working on the 18 of Jerome Howard, so certainly still got the pace there, Michael. Up ahead, the 88 of Richie Evans making a move on Daniel T. Murphy, although I don't think he'll make it stick, Michael. Sorry about that, folks. Minor technical issues. Stand back, Mike. Broken. Well, excuses folks, I think we're having some minor technical issues here. Our illustrious leader Michael Woody's microphone seems to be broken. Problems on track and in the booth, folks. Aaron Berge working over the back of Daniel T. Murphy and getting a great exit out of 2 as he chases down the back straightaway. Getting that nose inside him. Oh, Daniel may have a problem, he's slow. Aaron getting straight through there, working his way into 5th place. Aaron wasting no time in getting his way back to the front.
Can you hear me, Rachel?
We can hear you now. Welcome back, Michael.
Wow, I was talking that whole time on mute.
That was probably why. Good to have you back.
I thought you said you were having problems. I'm like, what kind of problems are you having?
Well, I thought I was having problems, but turns out you were having problems. We're all having problems. Can we call a yellow flag?
We're all crazy.
Someone got a meatball flag. Oh, we have a car slow on the front straightaway. No, I think that's a lap car. That would be Tyler Lund again, going down another lap.
Now, I'm going back to the leaders here real quick to check out the split between the 69 of Douche Waffle and Mike Rominger. Currently 0.03 seconds behind Mike Rominger is right now. Last time by at the stripe, it was 0.04 behind. So let's see if Douche Waffle can actually widen that a little bit. And no, he's actually going to lose a 10th that lap.
I think he's starting to fall off as well. And cars like Aaron Berge working their way straight to the front. Where, oh, the 75 car Rominger in the wall. Minor damage there for Mike Rominger. I apologise, not Mike Rominger, sorry, Daniel T. Murphy. I keep getting my Murphys and my Romingers backwards.
It's alright.
I think there's a cream to that. Oh, Mike Rominger between Richie Evans
Daniel T. Murphy.
There. Daniel T. Murphy.
You did it again! You did it again!
No, definite problems there for Daniel T. Murphy. Got it right that time. He's low into the corners and getting out. Five's catching him but losing him on the straights. So interesting little battle going on there. Aaron Berge, having worked his way up to 5th place, is working on catching the 07 Eric Crow. Great race here for Aaron tonight. He's gone to the front, he's led laps, he's now fallen back, he's come back again. So really showing that performance we really expect from someone like Aaron.
Well, I definitely think, he's been looking for another win ever since Phoenix at the beginning of the season. And I really think he wants to get this one. He's practiced all week long, real hard on the setup. And he knows he can drive it. But I think with the problem he had a little bit earlier, I think that was just a minor setback. but I think we're going to be seeing him up towards the front towards the end of this one.
He'll be up the front. I'm not sure he's going to win though. I think that number 69 car of Matt Garga is just too strong in this race. Yeah, he's giving up some time, but as you know on this track, it's kind of hard to pass, and I think he's playing a bit of a strategy game. Saving a bit of fuel, widening his fuel windows. I just don't think Aaron Berger is really pushing the button on this one at the moment, driving hard. Once again, by the end of this stint, his tyres will be going off. I think he'll fall back again. Definitely a top 5 car today though.
I tell you who's looking smooth tonight? The 62 of Chuck Sweeting. Looking ass. I mean, he's just been so smooth through the corners almost every single time.
He's had a few moments, but he seems to have done his best to pull himself back again. Occasionally he makes a mistake and he loses time, but overall he's been doing good as Aaron Berger goes into the 7 or 8.
And he's going to lose it down too low, down too low.
He's holding it.
Oh,
man.
I think he meant to do that. That was a drift.
It was a drift of sorts. Great save there from Aaron, stopping us leading into the caution.
And just as he was about to get past Eric Crow finally, he just stepped on it a little bit too much, ran out of talent down low, and started to spin it out.
Just as I said, he's pushing too hard. And that's what's going to happen when you push too hard. You make mistakes, and he just drove that car in too hard. Second and third getting very close there. Mike Rominger and Chuck Sweeting.
Rominger doing a great job of holding on to that second position.
That he is. Catching Mike Harker though. He's not making the breakaway that he wanted to. Kevin Parsons is very much off the pace. I think his car has damage on the right side. I think he's been into the wall because he's running a second off pace at the moment.
Yeah.
As leaders are coming down into turn 3, he's just exiting. So inside the next few laps, poor old Kevin Parsons will be going down 1 lap. Although his gap to Tyler Lund behind him is good enough that he could have caution anytime soon. I think he'll still hold on to that looking position.
Yellow's out.
We have one car still on the track, 26 of Tyler Lund. Was it Tyler that caused the caution? Yes, it was. And it's almost his carbon copy of Aaron Berger's at the incident. Coming out of turn 2, he just loses that car. Overcorrecting, he spins it round.
And at least he kept it out of harm's way, you know. He got it down low, spun it out when he hit the grass. He must have stepped back on the gas when he got the grass. And looks like Tyler's going to have to take that Adidas Chevrolet SS to the pits and get some damage fixed. But while we're on this caution, Rachel, we're going to go ahead and go to a real quick commercial break. You're watching MW Productions live coverage of Real Racing Online on YouTube. We'll be right back. And we are back, Rachel, with Real Racing Online. We're live at Loudon, New Hampshire. 83 laps to go, 68 of 150 complete. 2 cautions now for 7 laps, and 5 lead changes on the board, Rachel. Why don't you give us a rundown of our top 10?
Well, our top 10 currently, as it stands, are Chuck Sweeting, Douche Waffle, Aaron Berge, Eric Crow, Mike Rominger, Michael Levy, Richie Evans, Jerome Howard, Daniel T. Murphy, and Jose Pabon, finishing off the top 10. Big move up there for him. Casey Neisman was our way around that caution, even though he was second car in that down cars. He was the one that was not involved in the incident. As you all know, cars involved in the incident are no longer eligible for the wave around, so Casey recovering 1 of 2 laps, so that early mistake, 3 laps down, starting to recover for him. So should be interesting once we see them go for this restart this time around. They're following up 2 lanes wide. Pace car should be in this lap.
Thank you so much, Rachel, for that recap. And here we go. The pace car, the Ford First Racing Mustangs, the light has been extinguished atop of that car, and he is going to pull her down into pit road. We're going green flag racing for the 3rd time here at Loudon, New Hampshire. And the 62 of Chuck Sweeting's going to bring us to the line, and the 69 of Matt Cucker, he's going to get loose on the start.
A lot of 4-tire stops that time around, Michael, so all these guys on pretty fresh tires.
And Cucker making, I guess that tire slip did not make much of a difference to the 69 machine, as he is now in the lead.
Once again.
Yeah, who would have thunk it?
Absolutely.
Oh, Berge making a move underneath the 62 of Chuck Sweeting. And looks like Eric Crow's going to follow suit right behind him.
I don't think he can make it stick, Michael.
I think he's going to. He has. He's passed him. He's got room to drift up the track a little bit now. But looks like Berge's going to hold that extremely low line going through that corner anyway, even though he was clear. Well, I tell you what, Rachel, take it away for a couple laps here. I got to hit the loo.
Not a problem. Once again out front, the 69 of Matt Cocker making a break for freedom. Although Aaron Berger recovering up into 2nd place. Behind him, Eric Crow, Michael Libby, and Chuck Sweeting having fallen back a few places that time round. Got some action further back as the 88 of Richie Evans fights off Mike Rominger and Jose Pabon, closing in right behind them. Further back from 4th place backwards, we've got quite a pack of cars. Everyone driving it hard to those corners, trying to get places. And I think that is, we have the 59 of James Thorndike getting underneath Jose Pabon, trying to take 9th place, but he can't make it stick. Going nearly 3 wide on the back straight. That's the 45, excuse me, no, the 42 of Jeffrey Creek, and these guys are all over each other. Thorndike and Creek running nearly 2 wide as Mastro wants to make a move through as well on the outside. Mastro driving it around the top of Creek, stuck on that low line, unable to get his track position. A little bit loose there for Creek as the exits turn 2. The one that's caused both of our cautions so far today. As the lead changes, Aaron Berge will be our leader this time around. Having made a pass on Matt Cocker, getting easily through there to lead, and I think the 07 of Eric Crow is going to take a look as well. Well, this is changing up back to the little battle we have as Jeffrey Creek still stuck on the low side, cannot get past Steven Mastro on his outside, who just seems to be driving around him, hitting him on that low side, cutting off his speed. I think before too long, 75 Daniel T. Murphy can find his way past Creek if he keeps him trapped down there. Although now an opening force as Stephen Master gets past him and Creek takes advantage to pull up into the racing groove, blocking any run that Daniel T. Murphy could have had on him as they finally form up single file.
And I am back, Rachel.
Welcome back. Aaron Berger making quite the run as Matt Cocker has to fend off the attacks of Eric Crow, who's going to get past him on the start-finish straight.
And look at that, yeah, the 69 going backwards all of a sudden. What transpired while I was going to the restroom?
Absolutely nothing. I think the 69 burnt his tyres trying to stay out front. Aaron Berger making a massive break.
Yeah, I'm going to go to him real quick.
Time around the lap.
Let's see, the time between him and Eric Crow, 1.1 seconds last time by the stripe. This time, he's going to gain 0.3 of a second. So, yeah, it's down to 1.2 now, but right at the stripe, it was at 1.5. Aaron making some headway now.
He absolutely is. Matt Cocker, though, not doing so well as he's falling further back. Soon going to fall prey to the 5 of Michael Libby, I think.
And this time by the stripe.
1.5.
1.5, wow.
You know, I think I was wrong when I said that Matt Cocker was going to be our Brad Keselowski this race. He seems to be getting right in there. Jose Fabán getting loose on the bottom side, covering his car, managing to get back up, but he's going to lose a whole bunch of places.
Well, I think it's one of those things where we're past halfway and we're on the downhill slide of things right now. And Aaron knows that, and he knows that it's time to start working.
Absolutely.
But Eric Crow, he gained 0.3 of a second last lap, it looks like.
He did.
So Aaron might have burned it off too quick.
He might, but I think Crow's just keeping Berger honest. I think he's going to get up there, and he's going to make him fight for this win.
Tell you what a surprising turn of events to see the 0.7 of Eric Crow in that Ford EcoBoost Ford Fusion up in the top of this race. I mean, Eric Crow is a good racer, don't get me wrong, but never have I seen him be this strong at a track this season, and Douchewaffle is 2 seconds off of him. Sorry, I had to let it out there.
To be fair, we have a name like that on the billboard. You gotta use it a few times.
I could have called him Asshat.
I do like the fact that it's spelt in a very creative, shall we say, European fashion.
Douche Waffle.
It's almost believable if you didn't know what it meant.
Yeah, he's actually French. It's Douche Waffle.
Well, let's see if he can go Parisian on Aaron Berger and get his way back to the front. Things seem to have gone down to the front, and I think the downward spiral of Matt Cocker seems to have been checked for now. Although Aaron Berger's lead moving up to 1.6 seconds last time around. Aaron closing in on Casey Knighton, who is now 7 laps down.
I think Aaron wants to get out there and lead, but when he's leading, I think he wants to show some real dominance.
That's always Aaron's way. Not sure how Casey Knighton's gone 7 laps down now, but there you go.
He's going pretty slow in that John Deere machine. You know, the kind of a homage to Nathan Little when he used to drive it back in the NASCAR days.
1.2 seconds off the pace of our leader Aaron Berger, who's coming up to lap him. I think Casey's going to keep it low this time round, letting our leader get through. No trouble there. .1 second lead for Aaron Berger. He's pulling away, but how long will those tyres last?
Don't seem to be bothering him just yet. And then he's put that lap car in between him and Eric Crow, And that's just going to slow him up even more, even if Casey
Nah.
gets out of the way. Oh, look at that!
Slowed down. Crow's been slowed down by the lap car of Casey Knighton, and that's led Matt
Crow
Parker
has
through.
got to be fuming.
And the number 62 car of Sweeting getting past Libby there.
I think Libby is just playing possum back there. I think he's just waiting. He has a bad fast car. We've already seen it. I think he's just chilling.
I don't think it's going to be long before we see Sweeting making a move on Eric Crow. Crow's car, of course, slight damage on the rear of that Ford EcoBoost Mustang.
And
Fusion,
look at
sorry.
this. I don't know if you've looked at it lately, but with that lapped car and all that confusion, the last time by, Matt Cucker was 2.5 seconds behind.
2.5 seconds, that's one hell of a gap.
I hope for Aaron's sake that he can keep this up, but I just don't think the tires are going to.
I agree. That's already fallen to 2.4. I don't think it's going to continue to fall from this side down to fuel run. I think those tyres, when they go, they're going to go. And Aaron's lead will fall away.
Well, if they take a pit right now, they can make it the rest of the way. I don't know if they have enough fuel in those cars right now to make it all the way as of the last caution. Do you remember when the last caution was, what lap that was on?
The last caution, as far as I'm aware, was on lap 58. So no, they cannot make it.
Right, because I think it's around 80 laps of fuel if you wear the tires down to nothing.
We'll soon find out. This time around the stripe, 2.6 seconds, and as Aaron gets back to the stripe again, 2.8. He's making a break for freedom. He'll slow down even more soon as Eric Crow makes a move back around Chuck Sweeting and goes after that 69 car of Matt Cocker. Although the 62 is coming back at him, these two are fighting hard for those positions.
Well, Chuck Sweeting, one of our past champions for when it was NLR, I think last season he was the champion, and you know, he is one of the faster guys. Eric, you know, but going back to, speaking of past champions, Kevin Parsons is a past champion. He just hasn't seemed to catch a break this year. He did get one win, and I believe that was at, like, what, Kentucky? Or something like that?
Not Kentucky, I think it was before Kentucky.
What, could it have been Richmond, maybe? I don't know.
It was Richmond, I believe it was Richmond.
Yeah, so he got the win there.
And it's just trapped his car further back.
And he just slapped the wall again going down the front stretch. I mean, just uncharacteristic of Kevin Parsons.
Absolutely. If we go on the flip side of that, back to our leader on Rogue, 3 seconds this time
Still
around.
pulling away.
And as we cross the line, getting right into the latest update, that gap is back to 2.5, so he's lost half a second that time round.
With as
Aaron's
fast
car
as
moving around.
with as fast as he still is in this run, Rachel, you gotta be thinking to yourself, run down pit road real quick, grab 4 fresh tires, grab the fuel, and get the hell out of there and win this race. Because no matter what they do, they're gonna have to pit.
Exactly, and the way his car's moving around now, those tires are starting to go on him. If I was in his boat, I would get down pit road, as you saw, get those tires, get out of sequence. If we get a caution, he'll have that track position. But he won't need to stop again at this point, as we're on lap 95, with only 55 laps to run. Any time now is the sweet time. I see no reason in pushing this further. His tires are going off. 2.4 seconds last round.
It would just be
We're about
smart.
to see. Yeah, we're about to see what happens this time around. Drive, I think it's going to be at least lower, 2-3 tenths. I think Aaron Berkeley's got to be pitting 2 seconds. It's time to pit. His tires are gone. He lost a second in 3 laps.
Right, and we were just talking about, like, what, 2 laps ago, we're like, pit, pit, pit. And now he's going to have to pay dividends on that because he's not doing it.
No. He's got to be looking at that interval between him and the car behind him, and as he comes low, he's not going to pit again.
That 69 is getting bigger and bigger and bigger right in your rearview mirror there, pal. You need to go down pit road.
Absolutely. His car is not performing. You can see him in the corners. He's not as confident as he was. He's just running wide. Matt Cocker looks after his tyres far better than Aaron, and you can see him paying dividends. His car has still got the pace in the end of the run. I don't know what Aaron Berger is still doing out on track.
I know what he's doing, Rachel. He's hoping and praying.
Well, if I was in his boat, I'd still go for a caution, for a green flag start, because then the other cars get trapped. You'll have that track position, they won't. Even with having newer tyres for a caution a couple laps after you've pitted, it's still not enough to make enough of a difference.
There we go, there's a caution.
We have a car, Eric Crow, in the same place as all our other cars. He's come out of turn 2, just like Tyler Love and Aaron Berge, gone towards the road course entrance and spun it. Another self-spin.
And is that number 2 or 1 for him on the night?
Number 1, I believe.
Well, Eric Crow is definitely fast. I think he's fast enough to get back in this thing, to be honest. So I'm not too worried about Eric Crow. I think he's going to be fine. And we're definitely going to be seeing some different pit strategies here, I think, Rachel.
That's almost a certainty, and I think this is exactly what Aaron's been hoping for.
I say Cucker takes 2.
Well, look how close they are getting into the pits. Cocker right at the bumper of the 08.
You got to do everything you can do to get out of there quicker.
Exactly, and we're going to find out if it's 2 or 4. I think he's going to take 4.
He's going to take 4.
They're taking 4. They're both taking 4. And he's got a track position. Aaron should get out sooner. He's out. He's out.
Oh, he did make it. And Chuck Sweeney's going to come out 3rd. Michael Leiby 4th. The 4 of Rominger 5th. Jerome Howard 6th. And Richie Evans is going to come out 7th.
Very close run thing there for our leaders. Brilliant stop there by Aaron Berge. Just in the nick of time. He was losing so much time to the cars behind him. I think that saved his ass.
All right, Rachel, so we're under a caution. Let's give them a rundown. I'm going to go ahead and go through it real quick here. The results so far, Aaron Berge in the lead. We've seen what he can do on fresh tires. As long as he doesn't have a tire spin and he can stay out front of Duche Waffel, he will definitely be in good... Sorry. Quit laughing. He will definitely finish this race on top of the leaderboard. Chuck Sweeting right now. He's in 3rd. Michael Leiby in 4th. Michael Rominger, he's in 5th spot. Jerome Howard in 6th. Richie Evans in 7th. Jeffrey Creek in 8th. Haven't really seen him towards the front tonight. And Jeffrey Creek, okay, now is falling. Daniel T. Murphy's going to be 8th. Eric Crow in 9th. After the self-spin, which I think he's going to get an EOL for. And Jeffrey Creek.
It's his first. It's his first incident, so I don't believe that's an end of line. No
Jeffrey Creek's going to be 10th.
No other car so far to the self-spin has had an end of line. I believe that's 3 self-spins in the race that rewards him that prize, shall we say.
10th.
Lights out the pace car, they're going to go green this time around because the car's fought too wide. We're going to see just how good he is on his starts, and that is Aaron Berge, our leader. What can he do? Will he be able to pull away? Will the 69 get past him? This is going to be the most vital one. There's no need for fuel or tyres now. This is a straight run to the end. We're on lap 102, 48 laps, and as we know, Aaron can make that distance with his tyres holding together. If he can get that first place, I think he can win this. This start is going to be the most important start of his race.
This one's crucial.
I think every driver in this field knows this now, and they're all going to go for position. I think we're going to have a spate of yellows coming now.
Green, green, green. You're rolling good front. You're rolling good front.
Aaron Berger getting a good start. Can he hold him off?
He needs to slide up into that spot and cut
He's not
her
doing
off.
it. He's not done it.
At this point in the game, you got to.
And
Tucker, we
Tucker's
know Tucker can drive around the outside of this
Tucker's
track.
going high.
Oh, he
no.
went way
He's through,
too high.
He's through. Oh, trying too
Woo!
hard. He cuts in tight between the two of them and goes the undercut.
Now underneath.
Racing.
Now underneath. Oh, he wasn't able to stick it. And the caution
Yellow
out
flag.
again.
What did I say, Michael? Oh, we have
Eric
it's-
Crow.
Let's have a look at what happened there, folks. Look at that replay. Multi-car wreck here. So they're coming out of turn 3. Eric Crow getting up high. The 45 Master gets through. And the 00 of Kevin Parsons. Our leader does not. Our former champion does not. Crow cuts him off and puts him in the wall. He hits, Thorndike hits him. That was a tough call there for Eric Crow. And I think he's to blame for that one.
He is definitely the one to blame on that one. He just came up into the line when he wasn't clear. Kevin Parsons clearly had the position on him on the high side. Eric Crow makes a bad decision and going to put him back in the tail end of the field. And I mean, that's 2 cautions in a row for Eric Crow. And I did not mean to make that rhyme. Well, Rachel, we're going to take a real quick commercial break. You're watching Real Racing Online here, live on MW Productions on YouTube.
Where survival is the only rule, and feelings have no place. Where winning is everything, and weakness is fatal. How much difference can one person make? That depends on the person. In every life, there is a line that cannot be crossed without leaving everything behind, except faith. Once that step is taken, there is no looking back, and all that lies ahead is destiny. There is no looking back, and all that lies ahead is destiny.
And we are back at Loudon, New Hampshire, as we get ready for our...
We're actually under
Hopefully last
commercial.
reason.
Hold on. I did that while you were race controlling. And we're back, Rachel.
Well, we just missed an incredibly exciting start as we went 3 wide. Michael Library, Aaron Berger, and Jerome Howard, the 18 has worked to the front. Matt Cocker is our leader at this time, having made a jump on that start next time. As we are with 40 laps to go, Aaron Berger fighting to get past Howard, and Libby trying to take a shot back at Cocker as he goes down the inside of Howard and past him into turn 1. So, this is when we'll see if Aaron can make it to the front on these new tyres.
I'm fairly confident, Rachel. It's going to take a couple laps for him to really get the heat set into him, but I think after that, it's going to be Aaron's race to lose.
Absolutely. I was kind of worried for a moment before when we saw them going 3 wide down the back straightaway, but these guys are pretty good. If anyone can do it, it's them. But never a good thing to see at a track like this.
This is he's behind the guy that he's been having trouble getting around all day long. They're running pretty much identical racing lines. Him and the 5 car of Michael Libby.
As we say it, he's underneath him. And he's through. Just like that, before they even got to the turn.
I think Libby's saving tires a lot more than Aaron is.
Aaron doesn't need to at this point. He's got 40 laps to go. 38 this time around. If anything, Aaron's in his window. This is exactly the sort of distance he can push hard for.
Yeah, he couldn't
catch.
He couldn't ask for anything better right now. He's got 38 laps to go here. He's got fresh tires still, and we know what he can do on fresh tires, especially halfway through that fresh tire run. That's really when he starts picking up the pace.
That is so true. And Matt Carter, as we know, he seems to burn his tires very quickly. Initial good starts, but not really a long run racer. So we'll see what happens here. This time by the stripe, 2 seconds between Cocker and Berger. We'll see if the old Bergenator can get it done here today at Loudon, New Hampshire.
Oh, I like how you threw it out there. The old Bergenator.
The Bergenator.
Oh, Burgles.
Although after his history with blowing up at races, I think his new name is the Burger Van.
Do you think he went into the pits and put on full tape? I could see Aaron doing that.
I could see him doing that too. I think it would be a stupid move to make, and as we haven't seen any smoke yet, I think he'll be okay for now, but we have a car there retiring. Danny Sanchez, 107 laps down. Well, someone's been in the garage.
Yeah, I think I seen him coming out of the infield care center, Rachel.
Repeatedly, all race. I think he's after the morphine. Although this time around, Aaron Berger, 1.99, he's slowly starting to claw his way back. I think this time, a couple of tenths faster, he looks like he's getting closer. This time around, we're looking at 1.9, he's just pulled a tenth on him. It's Berger time.
Come on, Burgles.
It's time to boogie. No, that doesn't work. Anyway, crack on, Aaron. Here we go. Now it's time to earn that paycheck, Mr. Tape.
This is right in his wheelhouse. This is when we've seen the real speed out of him right here.
He lost a couple of hundredths that time round, but he's still staying around the same sort of distance. Give it a couple of laps and I think Cocker's tires are going to fall off.
He started to get loose coming out of turn 2 right there. We just seen it.
Let's hope Aaron doesn't do it. Let's not forget, Aaron Berger was one of our self-spins earlier on in this race, our second caution. Let's hope old Bergie doesn't get his pickles all in a gherkin or gherkin to the pickle. Losing a little time there, but not a great deal. I'm still hovering about 2-second interval. And this time round it goes back down to 1.916 seconds, so Aaron, if not consistent, he's slowly clawing away that lead he has at the moment. As we're here, 30 laps to go this time across the straight. Berge has Cocker firmly in his sights, takes the half a tenth out of his lap time.
Stephen Mastro in the 45 back there. Sorry to cut you off there, Rachel, but he is 2 spots behind Daniel T. Murphy as of right now. Creek kind of like the hot dog between the buns in the middle of that whole thing, and as it stands right now, if it finishes just like this, Mastro's going to lose 2 points.
Oh
wow.
45
wow.
must have been very loose then.
He didn't get loose. He got nudged by the 88 of Richie Evans. That wasn't. That was a good rub. Did it make him faster? Because all of a sudden he's back on the back side of the 75. He made up like 0.2 of a second within like no time. Well, I guess within 0.2 of a second.
Now. He's looking down the side already, as Daniel looks at the side of Jeffrey Creek. Can't quite do it though, and Mastro's going to make a move down the inside here.
Here we go.
Murphy. This is when the racing happens, folks.
Yeah, throw it in there.
Make it stick. He's going to get the undercut though. Daniel T. Murphy.
Little crossover.
He comes back at him. Lovely move there by Daniel T. Murphy. But oh, there goes the 88 of Richie Evans inside the pair of them.
Good little battle back here.
Standings be with this finish for Stephen Mastro.
If he finishes inside the top 10, I mean, he is probably going to end up being our leader. But the question is how many spots behind Daniel T. Murphy or ahead of Daniel T. Murphy will he finish? Because Murphy is only 3 points off of Stephen Mastro. So if Mastro finishes 3 points behind Murphy, or 3 positions behind Murphy, Murphy's going to be tied for the lead. If he finishes 4 positions back, Murphy's going to take the lead for the 2nd time in the points championship this year.
It looks like to be a close run thing. Stephen Mastro's definitely not giving up yet, but he's still losing some places. For Mike Rominger, who was one of our leaders for quite a while this race, by himself back in 10th place. Very racy here in the mid-pack tonight. They're all over each other. Aaron Berge quietly down to 1.5 seconds.
I was just about to say that.
And 4 seconds back to Michael Leiby. What a gap. Aaron and Matt Cocker in a league of their own tonight. Looks like the Berginator is firing on gas.
He's got to now. 25 laps to go. 24 laps to go this time by.
Come on, Bergie, get those flames going. 1.43.
He got 2. Yep, he got 2 more tenths of a second on him right there. I think that Duche Waffel has definitely used up his tires. Yeah, he's sliding all the way to the top of the track.
Over him now. This time by the stripe, 1.33. They're getting even closer. Aaron Berge really honing in now, and Matt Cocker out front. This is going to be Aaron's race to lose, I think.
It's taken him a while, but he's starting to finally close that gap. And
well,
I think we were talking
22
about
laps
this
to go. This is Aaron's thing. He's a long-run car, but not too long. He can get his car out there, but it takes him a while.
0.2 of a second that time by.
He falls back down to 1.1 seconds now. He's really closing in. As I'm saying, about 30 to 40 laps, Aaron is the king. But it passed about 50, 60, then he starts to go off. As we saw at the end of that run, he's not going to have time in this race for his tires to go off. It's time to push like hell. And I think this is just an example he's doing it. Matt Cocker's sliding up the track every exit the corner. Those tires are cooked. This time by the line, we're looking at 0.9. That's under a second separating our two lead cars. This is going to be the Bergie's night, unless he's taped up to the max.
That's if Cucker lets him by.
I think you won't have a choice by the time he catches him. I think by the time he gets up there, Cocker's not going to have anything for him. 4x there for Cocker. Back to 1.1. No, it's not the swan song yet for Matt Cocker.
Starting to pick it back up.
Slightly back in the
Oh,
pack
Bergie's
now.
getting loose. That's why.
Oh, 3 wide, further back. Mike Roman, Jeffrey Greek, and Richie Evans. 3 wide into turn 1. That's a little risky, boys. The 42 and the 45 trying to work their way past 4 of Mike Rominger. Getting a bit of a nudge there from the 45 of Stephen Mastro. This mid-pack is very, very racy, very closely spaced. Yellow flag. We have an incident there. And I think that's Danny Sanchez. 119 laps down and he's had a spin. I'm not sure he should be out on track. Danny Sanchez comes out of turn 2 and just loses it on the back straight.
He just lost it. He was mid-line at the time that he lost it. Not a terrible spin, but enough to bring out the caution, unfortunately.
Over to you, Michael, for a second.
Do what?
Just handing it over to you while I put on my other hat.
10-4. So we see Danny Sanchez just fall out here. He's going to go back to the back of the pack. And we're going to line them back up. Now, the question being, will the leaders come into pit? And they are. The 69 of Cucker coming in, as well as the 8 of Aaron Berge. And I believe Aaron Berge will probably take a 2-tire stop here. And the 69 is going to take all 4. And I can't believe Berge didn't take the 2, but Jerome Howard, he's taking 2. And he's going to the front of the pack.
This could be big, Michael.
Can you do me a favor, Rachel? Can you go down and grab Jerome Howard for a comment?
One moment. Hey, Jerome, you live on air. Please don't swear.
Jerome,
Okay.
Can you hear us?
Yeah, I got you.
All right, man. 2-tire stop. What an epic move with 16 laps to go this time by. Man, what are you thinking? Are you gonna try to actually win this race?
I don't think I have the car to win it, but we'll see what happens. I mean, I figured, what we got to lose, right?
You got absolutely nothing to lose, man. I mean, that was I commend you. That's an awesome idea, taking 2 tires. I thought Aaron Berge was going to take 2 tires, but he didn't. So that's going to put him still on the inside line, but now he's going to be stuck behind you, which might not be a bad thing. Oh, I mean, nobody's tried 2 tires, I believe, all race long. How do you think that's going to hold up?
I guess we'll find out.
Could be a risky move.
Log jam on the old I-80?
I kind of wish we could choose lanes here, but it is what it is.
Well, good luck, Jerome. I know we're going to be going, I think, green next time around. So, best of luck to you, man. And if it pays off, definitely the move of the century.
Yeah, I'm not quite sure I have enough speed, but maybe I'll be a little higher than I was.
Well, good luck, Jerome. We'll send you back down to your team. Thank you.
Thank you.
This is going to be big, Michael. I don't know what to expect from this. Is he going to bog down on the start? Is he going to trap Aaron Berge behind him? Is the 69 going to get a bad start? Just don't know. We're 16 laps, 14 laps now to the end. What's going to happen? This is going to be big. I really can't wait to see what happens here.
All right, Rachel, we're ready to see some fireworks. Will it be Jerome
It's gonna
Howard?
be.
Will it be 69 of Duche Waffel? Here we go. The green flag's out.
And he's got away his wheel spin 13. Oh no, Parker's out in front of them.
Will that be a black flag?
Stop.
He was out in front of him before the green flag came out.
Let's have a look at that one. He passed the leader before the line. Yes.
Oh, and a big spin now. The 62 of Chuck Sweeting.
24, when they got a flat right there, front three.
Well, this is getting exciting now.
Yeah, like a little left rear again down to the corner there.
And as we wait here, I'm going to go back real quick and watch the 69 start. Because I want to say he was definitely in front of the 18 of Jerome Howard when we started going. I can't be absolutely positive, but I think he was. And he wasn't before the start, but he definitely was by the stripe. Definitely going to have to be race control's call on that one.
Well, that is going to be interesting now.
I don't know. I don't know what we're going to do about that. He wasn't ahead of him when the green flag came out, but as soon as the green flag out, he did get past him, so I think we're good. I think
we
that's
are.
a fair pass.
Big wheel spin from the 18 though, I think, bogged down that inside lane. This is going to be tough. We're looking at 9 laps to go this time around. This is going to be a apocalyptic shootout.
Do we know what brought out the caution?
The caution was, I believe, a car going low and hitting the wall on the start.
Okay, because I never did get to figure that out, but oh well. We'll let that go too.
Not sure who it was, but I know a car shot down low and looked like he was going to turn up the track. Race control deemed that potentially devastating with the pack closed up on the start line.
It's about to get really interesting in here.
Absolutely. Need to work out who that is. Actually, nobody taking the pits for this time around. But who in their right mind would give up track position at this point in time?
I know I wouldn't be. Whew.
Actually, checking this back, it wasn't on the start. It was later on in the race, and it was the second time round. The 62 of Chuck Sweeting, he popped out of the line and flying down into the inside barrier into the wall. Losing for caution. The 07 car, Eric Crow's
Well, here we
checking
go.
He got
This
loose
time
and hit
by
the
the
wall.
stripe. It's going to be 9 laps left to go. Cucker's going to lead the field. Bergie's right beside him. Here we go. Little wheel spin from Bergie.
He's still spinning those wheels. Damn. Bergie getting
He
around
was
the
on it.
outside.
Oh, he's going to give him a bump right there. Gave him a little shot. Let him know he's there. And a caution's kind of come out again.
Oh my god! And it just went here straight away.
And Stephen Mastro was involved in that one.
Let's take a look back at that one. Looking at this, I think this is starting with the 18 of Howard.
Oh my God, that was crazy.
The 18 pushes up the track. 18 course, yeah. The 18 hit the 5, the 75 hit the 18. And I think pretty much half the field's involved there. Looking
Yeah,
at
it
this,
was the
we have
18 at fault.
18, the 5, the 62, 88, the 59, the 22, the 75. That's damn near half our field.
Oh my God. Horrible, horrible wreck at the end of this race. And I think that's going to set us up for a 3-lap shootout. Green-white checkered.
Absolutely. Well, this is certainly going to be interesting.
And it hasn't really got bad caution-wise until here late in the race.
Absolutely, until that last restart with panic in everybody, it really got busy. Everyone battling for those places they know they had to secure early because it is so hard to pass. All the moves happen early in each run, and we just needed something to happen, and everyone went for it at once, and the 18 just pushed in far too hard.
And if a caution comes out after we go green flag again, that will be the end of the
That'll be it.
race.
Let's hope they can manage it. A lot of good cars taken out in that wreck. As it stands, we've lost the 22, well, damaged cars involved. The 22, Jose Pavon, 18, Jerome Howard, the 45, Stephen Mastro, back down in 14th place. Also involving 62, Chuck Sweeting, 88, Richie Evans, and 59, James Thorndike. Although Thorndike may have just scraped his way through that one. They are 2 wide now. They'll be forming up this time around. Once again, Babcock is starting on the inside in first place. Aaron Bergen is outside. Second row, Jeffrey Creek, Daniel T. Murphy. Third row, Mike Bromwich and Kevin Parsons. all the way back up in 6th for Kevin Parsons. Quite a miraculous recovery for him there.
Well, it looks like Daniel T. Murphy is definitely going to finish ahead of Mastro, and that might give him the points lead after this thing's all said and done. Mastro had a blown motor on that last caution there involving Jerome Howard.
Definitely the 18's fault there. Was pushed straight up into the 5. Michael Leby though surviving that one pretty well. This'll be it, folks. We're gonna go green now. Green.
Look
white,
who's behind these guys. Look who's right behind them.
Here we go. Oh, how boogity boogity boogity. Let's go racing.
Yeah, there you go.
Relap style. They're all over each other. Aaron making a good run. Is he gonna hold second? He's pushing at him. Will he make it? Oh, 3 wide for the back.
I think Aaron's going to push it harder than he's pushed it all race long. He's got the 42 of Creek right behind him, too. Creek could end up stealing this thing and upsetting the whole balance of the race. 2 laps to go that time by.
He's running him in hard. Look at Aaron Berge drive this thing. This is for the race. Getting his nose in there. Can he do it? There'll be one small round at the stripe. He's wobbled. He's going to lose it. No. Aaron Berge would not. He's lost the time. I don't think he can pull this back, Michael.
I don't know. We'll have to find out. The 69 of Cucker going to take the white flag this time by. 1 lap left to go. Aaron with a good line through 1 and 2. Trying to make up that time. I think it's going to be over, though. Unless he steps on it right here, Matt Cucker's going to be our winner.
And it's going to be Matt Cocker, the 69 car. Duche Waffle will take the win here at Loudon, New Hampshire. Second place, Aaron Berge. Third place, Jeffrey Creek slamming into the wall. Daniel T. Murphy, Kevin Parsons finishing 5th. I don't think you expected that big wreck after the flag. I think that's pretty much everybody involved.
I bet everybody's a little frustrated after that one. Mastro's going to finish in the back of that lead pack there. He did end up getting to finish this thing.
Yeah, well, I'm calling our top 3 for that one.
Well, I tell you what, we're going to go to a real quick commercial break. Rachel, if you want to bring our top 3 down to the green room, I will meet you down there in just a few moments. You're watching MW Productions live coverage of Real Racing Online, live from Loudon, New Hampshire on YouTube. We'll be right back.
Hi, I'm Todd Mulner, driver of the 75M Ford Mustang GT. This is what I do by night. And this is what I do by day. I sell new Fords, and I've got the best selections of used inventory that you could ask for. Come see me down here at Central Ford.
Are you tired of getting hassled at the dealerships? Looking for a salesman that knows what he's talking about? Are you looking to buy a new or used car? Then look no further! Sexton Ford Moline, Illinois has the biggest selection of new or pre-owned vehicles, and Todd Malmstrom is the salesman you want. Todd is an expert when it comes to cars, and if you don't believe me, then you should see him race on a Sunday night. With his top-notch professional customer service and expertise, he will make sure you go home in the right car for the right price. No hassle, no haggling. Todd will make sure that you're happy when you leave the lot with your new or pre-owned vehicle. Remember, Sexton Ford may be the talk of the town, but so is Todd Malmstrom. If you're in the market for a new ride, then buy one from a winner. Todd Malmstrom at Sexton Ford Moline. And we're back, Rachel. Take it away.
So, guys, congratulations. With us in the booth we have Matt Cocker, we have Aaron Berge, Jeffrey Creek, and Kevin Parsons. So that's first, second, third, and fifth place. So, Matt, tell us about that. And how did it feel having Aaron Berge closing in on you in those final laps, getting so close to you in that green-white checker? Tell us about that race.
It was a wild one. I mean, my car was not good on the short run. I was best on long run. I just had to hold them off, and I got a good restart there, and that was the only way I beat them. I mean, the restart was key today.
Absolutely. It did seem as though, whilst you had a good car on the longer run, you seemed to fade towards the end of it. Although, not as much as Aaron. Aaron, great mid-range run, but serious drop-off towards the end of your run. I mean, big lead at one point, 3.5 seconds. Those restarts. Tell me about it, Aaron.
The restarts, restarts with fresh tires they're fine. But even after you've got like 2 laps on your tires, and then we went through all those cautions, those restarts got a little hairy.
Well, as they say, cautions, big cautions, and you did a fine job getting very loose at some points. Just want to ask you about one point now after our long green flag run. You'd taken the lead, you built your lead up to 3.5 seconds, 4 seconds, and the time started falling away. It was 3 seconds, it was 2.5, it was 2. Tell me about that. What was going through your mind? Were you thinking about pitting? Were you going to go for a green flag stop? Were you waiting, hoping for a caution? We couldn't believe it in the booth. We were sitting there watching you, knowing if you pitted now to green, you'd make it to the end. Why did you stay out?
I knew there was going to be a caution. I knew late in the run there was going to be cautions. As far as that 3-second lead goes, Cocker was laying off there. Had he been up front running the same lap times as I was, I think his tires would have fell off just about as much as mine. Maybe not quite as much. Yeah, it is what it is.
Well, a very respectable second place and a very dominant run today. Jeffrey Creek, third place. Quite a busy race for you today.
Yeah, it was.
You want to tell me about it? Yeah, I mean, you were all over that pack. You were at the back, you were at the front, you were in the middle. You were involved in some pretty hard fights throughout that race in that little mid-pack group.
Well, I was clearly the most dominant car in the room. And
all right, Jeff
the
Gordon.
Race, I was sitting in my chair. I reached over, I grabbed a beer, and fucked her right in the pussy.
Excuse the language, folks, but yeah, drinking and driving, never something to do.
Woo, NASCAR!
And on that point, Kevin Parsons, are you with us now?
Absolutely.
Kevin, your race was practically over at the start, and you wind up taking 5th place. How did that happen?
I have no idea. I made a couple smart calls for wreck avoidance. Other than that, stayed out the lead a lap real early. Got way behind. I was hoping for a quick yellow. It never came. I smacked the wall and was involved in like 3 or 4 wrecks after that. We got a yellow late in the race, and I figured if I fixed the damage and taped up, I had a shot to pass a few people. And I think like 4 or 5 of them wrecked on that last restart and went from...
That was a big crash.
I barely got by. I actually got hit in the left rear, but it wasn't bad enough.
Well, a brilliant recovery from you. A car we had marked as nearly going a lap down at one point came through for top 5, so brilliant, Michael.
Absolutely,
And
Rachel.
Just wondering if you stepped away there.
Oh, man. Well, congratulations to all of our competitors tonight. It was actually, despite the big commotion at the end, it was a great race. And I'm looking forward to going to Indianapolis week after next or next week, depending on what we decide to do. So from everybody here at Real Racing Online, MW Productions, and thanks for our sponsor, DG Vertec, we're out of here. Thank you, and good night, everybody.
See?